The divine operates through frequency, and this profound truth has been deliberately concealed from humanity for generations. From the moment you drew your first breath, you have been fed deceptions. Depression, sickness, inner turmoil. These are not random occurrences. You exist within a vibrational prison designed to maintain your weakness and ensure your compliance. What if I told you that every religious text, every spiritual teaching, every mystical tradition throughout history has been pointing to the same fundamental truth, that consciousness itself is vibrational? The word spirit derives from the Latin spiritus, meaning breath or wind, both of which are fundamentally vibrational phenomena. When Jesus spoke of the Word in the beginning, he was describing the primordial vibration from which all creation emerges. The Hindu concept of Om represents this same cosmic frequency, the sound from which the universe continuously unfolds. But here's what they don't want you to know. This spiritual frequency isn't some abstract concept floating in the ethers. It's a measurable, tangible force that operates according to precise laws of physics. Nikola Tesla understood this when he declared that if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. He wasn't speaking metaphorically. He was revealing the fundamental operating system of reality itself. Hidden beneath centuries of manufactured lies lies an ancient understanding that the ruling class has systematically buried from public consciousness for thousands of years. This knowledge transcends mere healing or emotional relief. It possesses the power to fundamentally restructure your entire existence. The suppression of this knowledge wasn't accidental. Throughout history, those who understood the true nature of frequency were either recruited into secret societies or silenced entirely. The mystery schools of ancient Egypt, the Pythagorean Brotherhood, the Knights Templar, all of these groups possessed fragments of this vibrational wisdom. They understood that sound, frequency, and vibration were the tools of creation itself. Consider this. Every major cathedral, temple, and sacred site across the globe was constructed with specific acoustic properties designed to induce altered states of consciousness. The Gothic cathedrals of Europe weren't just architectural marvels. They were massive resonance chambers, carefully calibrated to elevate human consciousness through sound. The pyramids of Giza, when struck, still resonate at precise frequencies that align with the Earth's natural harmonic. This wasn't coincidence. It was advanced vibrational technology disguised as religious architecture. Tesla himself experienced this truth firsthand. His laboratory experiments with wireless power transmission weren't just about electricity. They were about tapping into the Earth's natural frequency, what he called the heartbeat of the planet. He discovered that the Earth itself pulses at approximately 7.83 Hertz, a frequency now known as the Schumann resonance. This is the frequency at which human consciousness naturally synchronizes with planetary consciousness. Listen carefully. What I am about to reveal is so revolutionary and earth-shattering that once this wisdom enters your awareness, your perception of reality will be forever altered. Your ignorance was orchestrated by design. Information equals influence, and until this moment, that influence remained beyond your grasp. The manipulation goes deeper than you imagine. The modern world has been carefully constructed to keep you operating at lower frequencies. The 440 Hz tuning standard for music, adopted in 1939, replaced the natural 432 Hz frequency that had been used for centuries. Why? Because 432 Hz resonates with the natural harmonic of the universe, promoting healing, peace, and spiritual connection. The 440 Hz frequency, by contrast, creates subtle tension and anxiety, perfect for maintaining a population in a state of chronic stress and disconnection. The fluoride in your water supply, the electromagnetic radiation from your devices, the processed foods engineered to disrupt your gut microbiome, all of these create vibrational interference that prevents you from accessing your natural spiritual frequency. Your pineal gland, the ancient third eye that serves as your biological antenna for higher consciousness, becomes calcified and dormant. This isn't accidental. It's systematic vibrational warfare designed to keep you trapped in lower dimensional awareness. But here's the key they never wanted you to discover. You can reverse this process. Your DNA itself is a vibrational antenna, capable of both receiving and transmitting frequency information. Russian scientists have proven that human DNA can be reprogrammed through sound, light, and electromagnetic frequencies. This means that genetic limitations aren't permanent. They're simply vibrational patterns that can be consciously altered. While billions remain trapped like marionettes within an artificial vibrational matrix of suffering, terror, and despair, an elite few have mastered the concealed frequency techniques pioneered by Nikola Tesla and lost civilizations to manifest unlimited abundance, perfect health, and heightened awareness. Tesla's most guarded secret wasn't his inventions. It was his understanding of scalar waves and torsion fields. These are frequencies that exist beyond the electromagnetic spectrum, operating in what Tesla called the zero-point field. This is the realm where consciousness directly interfaces with matter, where thought becomes thing, where intention manifests as reality. The elite have weaponized this knowledge for control, but it can equally be used for liberation. The real reason Tesla's papers were confiscated by the government after his death wasn't to suppress free energy technology. It was to prevent humanity from discovering the consciousness-altering frequencies he had mapped. Tesla had decoded what he called the universal language, specific frequency combinations that could induce out-of-body experiences, time dilation effects, and direct communication with what he termed non-physical intelligences. Modern neuroscience is finally catching up to Tesla's discoveries. Researchers have found that specific brainwave frequencies correspond to different states of consciousness. Gamma waves at 40 Hz and above are associated with transcendent awareness and mystical experiences. Theta waves between 4 to 8 Hz facilitate deep healing and psychic phenomena. When you learn to consciously generate these frequencies through sound, breath, and intention, you gain access to abilities that seem supernatural, but are actually natural expressions of consciousness, operating at its optimal frequency. But be warned. The revelations you are about to witness will shatter every conditioned belief system you possess. Prepare yourself, for an extraordinary expedition into forbidden knowledge is about to commence. This journey will unveil secrets that will completely transform your understanding of the cosmos itself. Your present circumstances result directly from the prevailing frequencies you transmit daily, most often unconsciously. Exercise caution around spaces saturated with hostility and discord, as these environments attune you to lower, destructive vibrations. When possible, implement subtle modifications, such as adorning your living space with balanced geometric forms called sacred geometry, or increasing your time in natural settings where frequencies naturally exist at elevated cleansing levels. But let's go deeper into the mechanics of this process. Every emotion you experience generates a specific electromagnetic signature that radiates outward from your heart center, extending up to 8 feet from your body. The HeartMath Institute has measured these fields and discovered that coherent emotional states create measurable changes in the local electromagnetic environment. When you feel genuine love, gratitude, or compassion, you're literally broadcasting healing frequencies that affect not only yourself, but everyone in your vicinity. This is why certain people feel energizing to be around, while others drain your vitality. You're literally experiencing their frequency transmission. Highly conscious individuals have learned to maintain what's called heart coherence, a state where the heart, mind, and emotions are in synchronized harmony. In this state, your personal electromagnetic field becomes a healing transmission that uplifts everything in your environment. Ancient cultures understood this principle and built their communities accordingly. They knew that the vibrational state of even one individual could influence an entire village. This is why shamans, healers, and spiritual leaders were so revered. They served as frequency anchors, maintaining high vibrational states that elevated the consciousness of their entire community. Modern science has proven that this effect is real and measurable. When groups of people meditate together, coherent brainwave patterns emerge that can be detected miles away. The Global Consciousness Project at Princeton University has documented how collective human consciousness creates measurable fluctuations in random number generators worldwide during major global events. Your individual frequency doesn't just affect your personal reality. It contributes to the collective frequency of human consciousness itself. As you comprehend and implement these vibrational principles, you will discover that you are not merely experiencing life. You are actively crafting it moment by moment. A minor adjustment in your vibration might appear inconsequential, but envision accumulating these microscopic transformations across days, weeks, months, and years. Combined, they create nothing short of a complete metamorphosis of your reality. This is where the true power of frequency work reveals itself. Most people try to change their external circumstances through force, struggle, and manipulation. But when you understand vibrational mechanics, you realize that reality responds to frequency first, action second. Change your frequency, and reality reorganizes itself around that new vibration. This is why manifestation techniques that focus solely on visualization and affirmation often fail. They're trying to change the effect without addressing the cause. The cause is always frequency. Every thought carries a vibrational signature. Every emotion broadcasts a specific electromagnetic pattern. Every word you speak creates sound waves that ripple through the quantum field. When these frequencies align in coherent patterns, they create what physicists call constructive interference, waves that amplify each other rather than cancel out. This amplification effect is what transforms possibility into probability, and probability into manifestation. Tesla discovered that this process follows precise mathematical laws. He found that certain frequency relationships create exponential amplification effects. The golden ratio, found throughout nature, represents one such relationship. When frequencies are combined in golden ratio proportions, they create what's called phi harmonics, sound patterns that resonate with the fundamental structure of space-time itself. This is why sacred architecture, classical music, and natural phenomena all contain golden ratio proportions. They're not just aesthetically pleasing, they're vibrational technologies that align human consciousness with cosmic frequency patterns. When you consciously work with these principles, you're not just changing your personal reality, you're synchronizing with the creative intelligence of the universe itself. Woven throughout the fabric of time exists wisdom that defies erasure. A continuous echo from vanished civilizations reverberates silently across the ages, unveiling a mysterious code that many identify as a sacred frequency. To the uninitiated mind, this concept may appear overly mystical, but for those brave enough to perceive beyond everyday distractions, it represents an invitation to rediscover reality's authentic essence. Lost cultures, spanning from ancient Egypt to the Mayan Empire, from Vedic traditions to indigenous Aboriginal wisdom, never relied solely on physical sight to interpret their world. They practiced deep listening. They attuned themselves to stones, rivers, celestial bodies, and most crucially, they connected with the vibrational essence of all existence. They understood that every entity, object, and thought generates a distinct frequency, an energetic fingerprint that, once decoded and harmonized, can dramatically influence both material and spiritual realms. These enlightened ancestors never separated the sacred from the scientific. In their worldview, everything interconnected through the same vibrational tapestry. Historical accounts from ancient Egypt reveal that healing sanctuaries never depended exclusively on medicinal plants or spoken words. They employed sounds, harmonic resonances, and ceremonial chants calibrated to precise frequencies. It is hardly coincidental that certain Egyptian archaeological sites continue to resonate at 432 Hz, widely regarded as the universal frequency for its reputed ability to synchronize mind, body, and soul with creation's natural rhythms. The Egyptian mystery schools taught that sound was the fundamental creative force of the universe. They believed that specific vocal techniques could open portals between dimensions, heal physical ailments, and even extend life beyond normal human limits. The priest-scientists of these temples spent decades learning to modulate their voices to produce frequencies that could levitate objects, alter consciousness states, and communicate with non-physical beings. Archaeological evidence supports these claims. The Great Pyramid of Giza, when acoustically analyzed, reveals a complex system of resonance chambers designed to amplify and focus sound waves. The King's Chamber resonates at exactly 110 Hz, a frequency that modern neuroscience has shown to shut down the language centers of the brain while activating regions associated with intuition, emotion, and mystical experience. Participants in these ancient sound ceremonies would emerge with dramatically altered consciousness, having experienced direct contact with what they termed the gods. The Tibetan understanding of sound healing goes even deeper. Their concept of mantric science recognizes that Sanskrit syllables aren't just words, they're vibrational keys that unlock specific aspects of consciousness. Each chakra, or energy center, resonates with particular sound frequencies. When properly intoned, these sacred sounds create standing waves within the human energy field that dissolve energetic blockages and restore natural harmonic patterns. But perhaps the most sophisticated understanding of sacred acoustics comes from the Aboriginal peoples of Australia. Their didgeridoo isn't just a musical instrument. It's a vibrational healing device that produces complex overtone patterns capable of inducing trance states, facilitating healing, and connecting the player with what they call the dream time, a dimension where all possibilities exist simultaneously. Modern analysis reveals that didgeridoo frequencies can reorganize brainwave patterns, balance the nervous system, and even repair damaged DNA through sympathetic resonance. What secrets did these civilizations possess that modern society has abandoned? The reality is this: such wisdom never truly vanished. It simply retreated into concealment. Safeguarded by mystery schools, Tibetan monasteries, and forest shamans, this vibrational science was considered too powerful for untrained minds. As the legendary Hermes Trismegistus declared, "As above, so below." Manipulating reality's vibrations without proper understanding resembles placing a thunderbolt in an infant's hands. The concealment of this knowledge wasn't just about protecting the uninitiated. It was about maintaining power structures. Throughout history, those who controlled access to vibrational wisdom controlled entire civilizations. The Roman Catholic Church, for instance, banned polyphonic singing and mandated Gregorian chant not for aesthetic reasons, but because harmonic intervals create altered states of consciousness that could challenge religious authority. Similarly, the standardization of musical tuning systems throughout the modern era has been a deliberate attempt to limit humanity's access to transcendent frequencies. But something remarkable is happening in our current era. The barriers that once protected this knowledge are dissolving. Ancient texts are being decoded. Archaeological discoveries are revealing lost technologies, and modern science is providing the tools to understand and apply these principles on a global scale. We're witnessing what some researchers call the Great Remembering, a collective awakening to humanity's true vibrational nature. This remembering isn't happening by accident. According to various wisdom traditions, humanity is approaching a critical threshold in its evolutionary development. The Maya called it the end of one age and the beginning of another. Hindu cosmology describes it as the transition from Kali Yuga to Satya Yuga. Modern mystics refer to it as the shift from third-dimensional to fifth-dimensional consciousness. Regardless of the terminology, the underlying pattern is the same. Humanity is preparing to reclaim its natural ability to consciously work with frequency and vibration. The signs of this shift are everywhere. Increasing numbers of people are reporting spontaneous mystical experiences, enhanced intuitive abilities, and sensitivity to subtle energies. Children are being born with expanded consciousness capabilities that previous generations considered supernatural. Even our technology is evolving to support this transition, with devices emerging that can measure and manipulate the subtle energy fields that mystics have worked with for millennia. Nevertheless, we find ourselves in an age of rediscovery. Through breakthroughs in quantum mechanics, brain science, and modern spirituality, we are reclaiming what the ancients always understood. Everything oscillates, and oscillation creates realities. The brilliant scientist Nikola Tesla famously stated, "To comprehend the universe's mysteries, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." If this resonates with you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us share these life-changing insights with more seekers of truth. Currently, methodologies like vibrational healing using crystal singing bowls, sacred chants, and compositions at 528 Hz, frequently called the love frequency, are being utilized to harmonize emotions, rebuild health, and intensify meditation. Progressive healing facilities across Europe, for instance, employ sonic frequencies to address neurological conditions, demonstrating that this bridge between science and spirituality is both genuine and attainable. Yet perhaps the most remarkable aspect is recognizing that this wisdom remains within reach. It pulses inside each of us. Research conducted by Dr. Masaru Emoto revealed how words, intentions, and sounds can restructure water's molecular composition. Loving expressions create beautiful crystalline patterns. Hateful language generates chaotic structures. Given that human bodies consist of more than 70% water, consider the influence of vibrations we emit and absorb throughout each day. A single utterance can serve as medicine or poison. But Emoto's research only scratches the surface of water's true vibrational nature. Water isn't just affected by frequency. It's a living memory storage system that records and transmits vibrational information. This is why homeopathic remedies work. despite containing no detectable physical substances. The water retains the vibrational signature of the original healing compound and transmits that frequency to the body's cellular water. This principle extends far beyond water. Every cell in your body contains crystalline structures that respond to vibrational input. Your bones, teeth, and connective tissues are piezoelectric, meaning they generate electrical charges when subjected to mechanical pressure or sound waves. This is why chanting, toning, and sound healing can create profound physical changes. You're literally tuning your body like a musical instrument. Recent discoveries in quantum biology reveal that even DNA uses vibrational communication. Russian scientist Peter Garyaev demonstrated that DNA emits coherent light patterns and can communicate with other DNA molecules through what he termed phantom DNA effects. This suggests that genetic healing and transformation can occur through frequency resonance without any physical intervention whatsoever. The implications are staggering. If your DNA can be influenced by frequency, then genetic predispositions, inherited traumas, and even aging patterns can be consciously altered through vibrational techniques. You're not a victim of your genetics. You're the conductor of your own genetic symphony. Every thought, emotion, and intention sends frequency instructions to your cellular intelligence, either supporting optimal expression or creating dysfunction and disease. At this juncture, a silent revolution emerges. Increasing numbers awaken to the understanding that we are not helpless subjects of fate, but vibrational architects of our experience. This realization changes everything. Through modifying our internal frequencies via practices such as meditation, conscious breathing, therapeutic music, and natural connection, we can alter our vibrational signature and consequently influence what we magnetize, experience, and create. This represents an internal spiritual technology, perpetually available yet seldom explored. Beginning requires no mystical equipment. Simple actions produce remarkable results. Stream music calibrated to 432 Hz upon awakening. Recite mantras like So Hum throughout your day, or simply rest in stillness for 5 minutes while breathing slowly and deeply. When performed with clear intention, these practices realign your vibrational signature and reconnect you with life's original frequency. Beyond mere theory, this wisdom constitutes a practice, a lifestyle. It involves discovering the sacred not only within temples, but recognizing it in wind songs, children's giggles, and your own heartbeat. The sacred frequency reminds us that everything lives, everything communicates, everything harmonizes, and we can master the art of listening. Here lies the most fascinating question. If we master hearing the universe's frequencies, might we learn to communicate with it as well? Not through words, but through resonance? And if our thoughts, emotions, and actions oscillate at identical frequencies to the reality we desire, do we ultimately become genuine alchemists of our own existence? Many are beginning to explore such questions, though the answers remain in silence, awaiting those courageous enough to venture beyond the visible, beyond the obvious. The greatest key exists not in what our ears detect, but in what we sense vibrating when everything becomes quiet. When that silence aligns with ancient wisdom, transformation occurs. The internal realm reorganizes, the external world responds, and something profoundly life-changing begins to unfold. At the intersection where timeless knowledge meets cutting-edge scientific progress, a revolutionary therapeutic field is emerging and gaining momentum: frequency medicine. This practice, confined for centuries to spiritual or traditional healing domains, is resurging through technological advancement. suggesting a quiet yet powerfully effective revolution in our understanding of health, healing, and wellness. For generations, mentioning vibrational healing automatically connected to mysticism. This perception is evolving. Leading laboratories and prestigious universities have begun investigating what ancestral traditions always proclaimed. The human organism responds to specific frequencies, and when these frequencies become disrupted, imbalances manifest, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Contemporary science is demonstrating with mathematical accuracy that sound, light, and electromagnetic fields can trigger substantial biological responses. This transcends belief into evidence. Researchers at Yale University have proven that certain mechanical vibrations accelerate bone tissue regeneration beyond conventional treatments. Similarly, MIT laboratories have documented how low-frequency sound pulses can influence human cellular behavior, including cancerous cells. At the core of this approach lies one fundamental yet powerful principle: resonance. Just as a wine glass can vibrate until shattering when exposed to the precise frequency, our cells respond to vibrational stimulation. Each cell type possesses a natural frequency, a unique tone. When exposed to the appropriate vibration, cells can be energized, restored, or even destroyed if imbalanced, as occurs with malignant cells. One of the most promising fields is vibrational oncology. Research led by Dr. Anthony Holland demonstrated that frequencies between 100 kHz and 300 kHz could destabilize cancer cell membranes without harming adjacent healthy cells. These discoveries have opened pathways for devices requiring neither pharmaceuticals nor radiation, only sound, as if healing could genuinely manifest through music. Perhaps it can. Frequency medicine is already being practically implemented across numerous countries. Specialized clinics utilize bioresonance equipment, PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic field, technologies, and therapeutic sound generators to address conditions ranging from sleeplessness and anxiety to chronic pain and inflammation. The significant difference is the absence of adverse effects, because the body is approached as an energetic system rather than merely a biological machine. This integration between empirical and intuitive approaches rekindles something long fragmented: humanity's holistic perspective. Instead of isolating symptoms, vibrational medicine seeks to harmonize the entire system, recognizing that emotions, thoughts, and behaviors also generate frequencies affecting our internal equilibrium. Anger, for example, oscillates around 150 Hz, while emotions like appreciation and compassion exceed 500 Hz. It is no accident that elevated emotional states correlate with enhanced immune function. For those seeking to integrate this knowledge into everyday life, practical approaches exist. Listening to specific musical compositions, such as pieces tuned to 528 Hz, believed to assist DNA repair, or 396 Hz, which helps release emotional trauma, can dramatically improve mood and energy. Applications providing binaural beats, which encourage the brain to enter profound relaxation, offer convenient and effective methods to experience sound therapy's benefits. This journey toward vibrational medicine does not replace conventional medicine, but expands it. It proposes an integrated model where technology is guided by a more refined, sensitive understanding of human nature. As Nobel Prize recipient Max Planck observed, all matter we perceive is actually energy vibrating at specific frequencies. If this is accurate, we can no longer view the body as separate from consciousness, nor health as simply disease absence. We are discussing a consciousness shift where healing involves more than consuming medication, but synchronizing with the correct frequency, one that resonates with life's original harmony. This approach also invites us to reconsider our role in the healing process. Rather than remaining passive patients, you become an active participant, choosing what you consume, how you feel, and what you absorb, and therefore, what you vibrate. This represents a medical form that demands responsibility, internal awareness, and above all, reconnection with something greater. The universe itself, which pulses in invisible notes profoundly felt by those learning to attune. Beneath the surface of human history, a quiet revolution gains strength, not through warfare or ideology, but via frequencies, vibrations, and consciousness. This represents the long-awaited merger of two worlds separated for ages: ancient wisdom and modern technology. While some consider this union unlikely, it is inevitable for those understanding that the universe has always been an energetic dance, now captured by both the mystic's inner vision and the scientist's instruments. For millennia, ancient peoples perceived the cosmos as an immense orchestra in motion. Nothing remained static. Everything vibrated. From shamanic songs to sacred geometry in Egyptian temples, everything reflected the understanding that harmony between humans and the universe was governed by invisible yet powerful frequencies. This knowledge, transmitted orally through generations, included practices capable of restoring internal and external balance through sound, breathwork, physical movements, or ceremonies carefully synchronized with natural cycles. Today, with advances in neuroscience, quantum mechanics, and biofeedback technologies, we begin recognizing that these traditions were not mere superstition. Instead, they anticipated knowledge that science is now confirming with microscopic precision. A clear example is vibrational medicine, where devices emit specific frequencies to regenerate tissue, reduce inflammation, or modulate emotional states. Cutting-edge biotechnology companies and research centers are developing tools that measure and adjust the human body's electromagnetic field, guided by the same principles used by healers and spiritual masters throughout history. Wearables that monitor heart coherence, therapeutic beds with binaural sound, quantum frequency meters. These innovations are inspired, even indirectly, by ancient methods that viewed the body not merely as a biological organism, but as an energy field interacting with the cosmos. This convergence represents more than an interesting scientific development. It is shaping a new worldview where the invisible is no longer dismissed. For the first time in centuries, science engages with mysticism without prejudice. Instead of mocking what cannot be precisely measured, science strives to invent more sophisticated methods to measure what was once only intuited. Consider bioelectromagnetism studies, which reveal that our organs and vital systems emit subtle fields, alterable by thoughts, emotions, and sounds. It is unsurprising that some pioneering clinics already integrate vibrational modulation devices into standard medical treatments, achieving results that challenge traditional logic. A patient with chronic pain might experience greater relief from a 528 Hz sound bath than from powerful painkillers, without side effects, only vibrational realignment. This union of past and future extends beyond healthcare. It influences how we relate to reality. Portable EEG devices with high-precision sensors can demonstrate in real time how meditation transforms our brainwaves, enhancing neural connections, reducing inflammation, and promoting deep tranquility. None of this is new to monks, mystics, and spiritual seekers worldwide who have practiced these techniques for centuries. The difference is that now we observe the data behind the magic. The most intriguing aspect is that technology is not replacing tradition, it is deciphering it. Each new sensor and every fresh discovery about human and cosmic vibration confirms what the ancients always knew. The universe consists of harmonic patterns. By attuning to them, life flows with greater clarity, health, and purpose. We can observe this synergy reflected in healing environment design, such as hospitals constructed with biophilic design and harmonic acoustics. These spaces are carefully planned to emit subtle frequencies that calm the nervous system and promote recovery. This mirrors ancient temple practices, where every detail, from ambient sound to altar geometry, was engineered for healing, upliftment, and transformation. We therefore stand at the threshold of a new paradigm, where spirituality becomes tangible, science becomes more intuitive, and technology becomes a reconnection tool. The goal transcends simply curing diseases, but accessing deeper being levels where true realignment occurs. The body is not just matter. It is a field, a vibration, a frequency. In this emerging reality, developing technologies function like intuition extensions, devices that read someone's energetic field and recommend rebalancing frequencies, algorithms that translate emotions into healing sounds, platforms that analyze your environment and suggest purification rituals inspired by ancient indigenous traditions. This is the era where ritual meets code, and ancestral oral teachings are interpreted through data language. Far from being a temporary trend, this fusion represents the birth of new knowledge that honors the past and envisions the future while remaining grounded in the present. Knowledge that invites us not merely to observe the world, but to engage with it in tune, in harmony, in full awareness. Within this collective awakening, perhaps the greatest discovery is found not in machines or formulas, but in something more subtle: the realization that we ourselves are vibrational instruments, capable of tuning our frequency, healing our surroundings, and resonating with the cosmic symphony. If we truly are instruments, have you ever paused to consider, what note are you vibrating at this very moment? Emotions transcend mere internal states. They are vibrational frequencies. They silently shape the reality surrounding us. Like human transmitters, we continuously broadcast signals to the universe. And just as adjusting a radio dial to a specific station, what we transmit is what we receive in return. At this crossroads, contemporary teachings such as those shared by Bashar, a non-physical entity channeled through Darryl Anka, and emerging fields like biogeometry converge around a powerful premise. Our emotional states operate as frequencies. More than that, they determine the quality, nature, and type of reality we experience. Bashar emphasizes that one frequency surpasses all others: excitement. Not the temporary, artificial stimulation, but authentic excitement. That electric, energizing sensation you experience when you know you are fulfilling your exact purpose. He calls it the signal from your higher self. It functions like an internal cosmic GPS guiding you toward the path most aligned with your highest vibrational self. When you follow this emotion, he explains, you are literally riding the waves of a reality where everything flows with greater ease, synchronicity, and purpose. Egyptian physicist and engineer Dr. Ibrahim Karim, biogeometry's creator, takes a more technical approach, but reaches the same conclusion. He studied how shapes, colors, and proportions can generate harmony in the body and environment, elevating a person's vibrational field. To Karim, everything is frequency, including health, consciousness, and physical space. Biogeometry works with symbols and forms that resonate with what he terms the energy of balanced quality, a neutral frequency capable of restoring harmony to an imbalanced system. Fundamentally, both Bashar and biogeometry emphasize a single core truth. Everything we feel, think, or experience is broadcast as vibration. That vibration attracts, through resonance, everything else on the same wavelength. As the principle states, like attracts like. What does this mean in practical terms? Imagine experiencing a difficult day, feeling frustrated and angry. That emotional state generates a specific frequency, denser, more constricted. If you continue operating on that frequency, you tend to attract events, people, and experiences that confirm that same energy. It is as if reality is responding. Oh, you are on this wavelength? Then here is more of it. Now consider shifting the situation. Suddenly, you recall something that genuinely excites you, an inspiring creative concept, a new venture, a meaningful piece of music, or a cherished memory. Instantly, your vibration changes. You are tuned to a different station. Reality begins responding differently as well. Bashar describes this shift as a quantum leap. You are not merely changing your mood, you are literally transitioning to another timeline. You enter another version of reality that matches the new vibrational state. This does not guarantee immediate miracles, though they can occasionally occur, but it means you have repositioned yourself energetically. In that new position, you begin attracting new possibilities, connections, and events that match it. It is fascinating how this reflects ancient traditions. In Hinduism, for example, chakras, energetic centers of the body, are each connected to specific frequencies that influence everything from survival instincts to unconditional love and enlightenment. Sufism, a mystical branch within Islam, teaches that the human heart resembles a mirror. When clear, it reflects divine light. When clouded, it distorts reality. Emotion, in this context, is what polishes that mirror. This brings us back to a crucial question. Which frequency are you selecting right now? Because indeed, it is a choice. This does not mean suppressing difficult emotions or displaying false positivity. It means recognizing that every internal state directly influences the form our reality takes. Becoming conscious of this is liberating. It opens the door to a type of emotional responsibility that transcends self-control. It becomes a creative act. Ready to experiment? Begin by establishing a simple emotional awareness practice for your day. Every hour, ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Is this feeling elevating me or diminishing me? That is all. Over time, this habit reveals patterns and, most importantly, the opportunity to transform them. Another valuable approach is Bashar's excitement anchor. Whenever something genuinely excites you, even if it seems minor, like preparing a new recipe, reading an intriguing book, or watching a captivating documentary, follow that feeling. Pursue more of it. These moments function like gateways to alternative realities, where you are more aligned with your authentic self. This leads to a deeper contemplation. If we can transform our reality by altering our vibration, what else could we change if we fully understood our own power? What frequency shifts have you experienced when following your genuine excitement? I'd love to hear about your quantum leap moments in the comments. Many of us intuitively sense it, but few comprehend its magnitude. The universe is fundamentally a vibrational orchestra, and each of us is an active instrument within that cosmic symphony. Ancient wisdom, preserved by civilizations that understood the language of stars, earth, and spirit, is finding its place again through modern scientific perspectives. What was once termed magic or mystery is now described in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Spiritual practices are not merely ceremonial. They are precise tools for energetic realignment. Meditation, conscious breathing, mantras, and even listening to specific frequencies are direct pathways to expanded consciousness states. These practices reconnect us with the Source, this cosmic intelligence that sustains all creation, endlessly vibrating within and around us. Science increasingly confirms what the ancients always knew. The body is composed of energy, the mind influences matter, and emotions shape the energy field around us. Quantum physics demonstrates there is no genuine separation between observer and observed. Our intentions, thoughts, and emotions, even the most subtle, directly impact what occurs in the physical world. This revelation transforms everything, moving us from passive victims of circumstance to conscious co-creators of reality. In this new paradigm, technology and spirituality do not oppose each other. They complement each other. Modern devices can already read and adjust subtle frequencies, opening possibilities for treatments and experiences that combine scientific rigor with sacred awareness. This extends far beyond understanding how body and mind function. It challenges us to adopt a new ethical code, a vibrational ethic, which recognizes each being's responsibility to manage their own energy. Here's the key point. If everything vibrates, everything communicates. We are in constant exchange with the universe. With each thought, we broadcast a frequency. With each decision, we activate a possibility. There is no neutral ground in vibrational terms. Either we are synchronized with creation's forces, or we are disconnected from them. Understanding this may represent humanity's greatest spiritual advancement. The blend of ancient wisdom and today's discoveries reveals we are not separate from the whole, but intimately woven into it. The energy we call divine is not something distant and unreachable in the heavens. It is present here, in every heartbeat, in every atom. Spirit, once considered merely abstract, is recognized today as a vibrant, dynamic, and accessible presence, provided we know how to attune. That is the essential key: attunement. Real transformation does not come from memorizing concepts, but by opening ourselves to a direct experience of that connection. When we silence the world's noise and access the conscious realm where ego dissolves and only essential vibration remains, that is the sacred space where healing occurs, where answers emerge, and where life begins to truly make sense. All of this begins with a simple yet powerful step: turning inward, learning to listen, and tuning up. Imagine if everyone around you understood that their personal frequency affects not only their own health, but also our collective reality. Elevated thoughts and compassionate actions are not just moral ideals, but actual forces creating our world. Envision entire communities attuned to high frequencies, collectively manifesting a more harmonious, more conscious, and more just planet. This vision is not a fantasy. It is already manifesting, and every awakened individual, every person who truly understands their role in this vibrational symphony, helps accelerate the shift. But it does not happen automatically. You must choose to elevate your frequency. You must practice, and above all, you must remember. Remember that you are part of something infinitely larger, and that this cosmic force is alive within you, awaiting activation. Everything you need already exists within your own consciousness, ready to be accessed. Every transformation begins the moment you understand your role as a co-creator. The only way to connect with this divine intelligence is through meditation. Consider watching this video each morning to realign with these frequencies, or share it with someone ready for this awakening. When you share quantum consciousness knowledge, you create an energetic ripple effect that accelerates both your own understanding and collective awareness, opening doorways to synchronicities and manifestations you never thought possible. With this understanding, we have created a collection of sound tools specifically designed to help you reach this elevated state of awareness. To discover more and gain immediate access, click on the link displayed on the screen or in the description below. Now, to deepen your understanding of how consciousness shapes reality, you need to see how quantum entanglement proves your thoughts literally create your experience. This next revelation will show you the scientific proof behind everything we've discussed today.